Oh, thank you for joining us for this pre-recorded webinar. This webinar is about the Boston University Masters of Science in Nutrition and Massachusetts General Hospital Dietetic Internship Partnership Program. My name is Mary Jane Staniak. I'm a master lecturer at Boston University and also the Dietetic Internship Director here. I'm pleased to have my colleague, Alicia Berry, joining me today to give you an overview of this wonderful program. Alicia is joining us from Massachusetts General Hospital, and she is the Dietetic Internship Director. So, a little bit of this program overall, and then we'll talk about the two different components. But first of all, this is a wonderful opportunity for our students to both train and study in Boston, which is thought to be one of America's best college towns. And because of all of the hospitals and medical centers in Boston, it's considered worldwide as a medical mecca. In this program, students will earn both their Master's of Science degree in nutrition and complete all of the requirements for the dietetic internship and be ready to sit for the registration exam in 23 months. You will complete one application, which will be reviewed both by Boston University and Mass General. And if you are offered a spot in this partnership program, you'll be guaranteed an internship at Mass General after completing 2 semesters of the full-time coursework. Throughout the course of this program, you'll have the opportunity to customize things a little bit. There's some room for some elective coursework at Boston University, a practicum course, which is an opportunity for you to pursue an area of the profession that's of specific interest to you and your professional pursuits. There's an optional summer study abroad course that you can take for graduate elective credits that is held each year, the third week in May till the third week in June. So some students in this partnership will come to BU, do their 2 semesters and finish their full-time coursework in May, and then they'll do this summer study abroad before the full-time supervised practice during the internship starts at Mass General. There'll be additional opportunities for you to customize your experience once you're at Mass General in the specialty rotations. We're going to talk about all of those in this webinar today. Overall, once you have completed the program, you will be prepared to meet the standards of performance really in any area of food and nutrition practice. I'm going to turn it over now to Alicia, and she's going to talk a little bit about who is an ideal candidate.
So ideal candidates to our program should have a completed accredited DPD program, so that program can still be in progress at the time of application, but should be finished by the time you are scheduled to start at BU. Candidates should have a well-rounded experience, so either paid experience or volunteer experience. Could be clinical, counseling, food service management, anything nutrition and dietetics related. Candidates should also have a strong academic foundation for the rigorous courses that you will go through at BU. So we really want to make sure that you are set up for success in this program. Candidates should also have a strong interest in clinical nutrition, especially coming to MGH afterwards, since we have a lot of complex medical cases and diverse patient population and have a strong clinical program. In addition to that, candidates should also value the diverse experiences that you are going to get in our rotations. We have 9 weeks, and I will go through this. We have 9 weeks in food service, we have acute clinical care, we have outpatient and community. So it is a well-rounded program. So future, interns would want to have that sort of experience. And then finally, candidates should demonstrate strong qualities in leadership, self-direction, interpersonal skills, and conceptual ability, which we have outlined in our personal statement, which again, I'll go through a little bit later. Next slide. So what makes our partnership unique? Everything is in person and STEM approved, so you won't have any virtual distance experiences. All of the preceptors and the rotations are already arranged for you, so you don't need to be finding sites for those placements. All of the graduate coursework will prepare you to get the most out of the internship. All of our BU MSDI students so far have been fantastic, and we really have a great program to tee up for success. You will apply this foundation immediately when you start training with us. And again, it's a very seamless path to meet the supervised practice and the graduate degree requirements to then become eligible to take the RD exam. And I'll hand it back over to Mary Jane to talk specifically about the BU coursework.
Yeah, so the program structure is really designed to be two different steps. And so in year one, you're going to be focused on your full-time coursework. You're going to be immersed in your master's level coursework and really able to fully devote your time and your efforts to being a graduate student and really get the most out of that. And so you'll finish up your full-time coursework in spring, so in May at the end of the semester, and you'll have the summer to do what you choose to do on your own. And then in year two, you will start your full-time dietetic internship at Mass General in September, and that will run through until the next summer. And so taking a look at step one, that is when you're at Boston University in your coursework and your practicum. And I'm going to give you a little bit more specifics about what that all looks like. So, first off, a little bit about Sargent College. Boston University is a large urban research university that has 17 different colleges. Our college is Sargent College of Health and Rehabilitation Sciences. So, in the college, we are really set up to train future healthcare providers, including dietitians, but also occupational therapists, physical therapists, speech, language, and hearing sciences. And the reason that I mention that, so you have a better sense of kind of the college overall, is that helps you understand why it makes sense that we're able to really devote some of the efforts in all of these disciplines to work together in our interprofessional education program. So if you're a student in this partnership with Mass General, each semester, you will have the opportunity to engage with future healthcare providers in these other areas. And so in the first year, you're doing more kind of investigative work, understanding what the other disciplines do. In the second year, in semester 3 and 4, essentially, you'll meet up a couple of times and you will do more higher level thinking and engaging with these other disciplines in case studies, etc. So the interprofessional education program, it's a 0 credit program that spans the entire partnership program. And you'll meet 2 to 3 times a semester. And so there's different touch points. Students in this program also will engage with training in our state-of-the-art clinical simulation center, which is located on the 3rd floor. Sargent College is also home to many research labs and clinical education centers. And this is important to note as well because it opens up opportunities for those of you who might want to engage with research with certain professors or do your practicum in a lab or in one of the clinical centers. So a lot of opportunities just at the college level. Now, drilling down the academic program in the overview of that, some of the highlights include a concentration in the coursework in clinical nutrition. So, our philosophy is that if you have a strong clinical foundation, that is going to set you up really for any area of practice. And so the coursework will meet all of the Ascend competencies. It will build on your undergraduate coursework, really strengthening your foundation in human nutrition science and metabolism. We will teach you to critically evaluate the nutrition research and apply evidence-based solutions. That will be so helpful when you're in your internship at Mass General, whether it be a client in the outpatient setting or whether it be talking to a physician that has a question when you're in your critical care rotations. We also train you to be excellent communicators, and that includes counseling. So, in the graduate counseling class, as well as in our advanced clinical nutrition class, where you're working on your nutrition assessment skills, both of those classes will have engagement in our simulation center. Overall, when you've completed your coursework at Boston University, you will really be ready for your dietetic internship. So we no longer consider you a student. We consider you starting your internship at a much higher level as a master's prepared intern. So, what does that clinical concentration look like? So, in the first semester, you will engage in courses such as graduate level biostatistics, metabolic regulation and nutritional biochemistry, nutritional epidemiology. I mentioned that graduate nutrition counseling class. There's a little bit of room for some electives, not much. It's pretty packed. Those on the bottom of each column, you'll see that interprofessional practice. That's the 0 credit module-based course where you'll be working with students who are training to be other types of healthcare professionals. And then in the spring semester, courses include a life course approach to nutrition and disease prevention, a semester-long research and clinical nutrition course, the advanced clinical course. This is really advanced medical nutrition therapy, where you're practicing in the simulation lab with not only mannequins, learning how to do things such as feeding tube placements, but also we hire actors and actresses for you to do interviews with and practice your nutrition focused physical assessment skills. So it's a safe environment for you to make mistakes, learn from your mistakes, get feedback. Some of the assignments and activities that we do, we will record the sessions so you can watch back and give your own feedback and kind of think about what you're really doing well and the areas that you still want to improve upon. In the second semester, that's also when you will complete your graduate nutrition practicum. So, about the practicum, we're not aware of any other program that has such a course. So, it is structured as a course. There is a learning management site that you have, just like all of your other courses. It is an opportunity for you to apply some of the skills that you've been learning, both in your undergraduate as well as your graduate curriculum. In the semester, you will complete a minimum of 150 hours. That's about 11 hours on average per week, working directly with a registered dietitian or other closely related health profession. And you are able to explore really any area of the profession that is of interest to you. We have opportunities that include really anything that a dietitian might do. We have a variety of clinical experiences, community, culinary nutrition, eating disorders, food service management, industry, communications, nutrition research, sports nutrition, schools, private practice. The only bad part about a practicum is that students say they wish they could do more than one. So this is a really great way for you over the course of a whole semester to engage richly at your site. There are a couple of pictures here to give you a sense of the variety. So this top one here is one of our students who is working with a bomb calorimeter as part of a research practicum. And then this bottom picture is one of our practicum students working with children in a community culinary nutrition course. So, most of our students are also very interested in opportunities for them to earn some money to offset the cost of their degree while they're in Boston. Also, many of you might be interested in opportunities that allow you to engage directly with our faculty. And so these assistantships give you both of those opportunities. So when you apply to this program, all of our applicants are considered for positions as an assistantship. And so when you get your acceptance letter, included in that will be whether or not you were offered one of these assistantships. And so at that level, when you get your offer, it will be a general position, either as a graduate assistant, working with a faculty mentor, a teaching assistantship, a position as a program ambassador, or a social media assistant. So we won't specifically state which position, but we will give you a general position and generally how many hours that would include. So you can look at your finances and see. And this compensation that you earn will help you offset your living expenses. Once you make your decision to come to Boston University and you've made your deposit and you're committed as an incoming student, there will be additional opportunities for you to apply for university-wide. So those first assistantships that I mentioned are all within the nutrition program. And these university-wide positions, of course, any graduate student throughout the university might be applying for these same positions. So while they are competitive, every year we have students in the nutrition program that secure positions either as a fitness and recreation graduate assistant or as a resident assistant through our housing office. In both of these examples, the compensation is going to depend on that unique assistantship. Some of the assistantships through the fitness and recreation department offer some tuition remission. The assistantships through the housing office provide housing and a meal plan and a small stipend. So they're all a little bit different. Now that you know a little bit about the program at Boston University, I'm going to turn things over to Alicia, and she's going to give you a glimpse into the dietetic internship at Massachusetts General Hospital.
Thank you. So as Mary Jane mentioned, your second year, step two, is when you're going to come over to MGH to complete the supervised practice portion of your program through our dietetic internship. Our program is a total of 10 months long and is one of the oldest dietetic internships in the country. We were started in 1909, so we just had our 116th graduating class just 2 weeks ago, which is pretty incredible. Some more about our program. So the goal of our program is for you to really find what area of nutrition you are passionate about and to foster experiences to help you expand your knowledge and skills in that area so you can become an independent and competent entry-level dietitian. Our program prepares future leaders in nutrition and dietetics with particular strengths in clinical and entrepreneurship. Throughout the internship, we encourage independent thinking, initiative, creativity, and professionalism. Our interns are challenged to think critically, take ownership of their learning, and collaborate effectively and develop confidence and motivation to succeed as future leaders in the profession. Next slide. Our interns receive personalized guidance through our highly skilled dietitians and food service managers. Really, our exceptional preceptors are what make our program stand out. As a leading teaching hospital in the country, MGH offers experiences in diverse patient populations, many complex and acute medical conditions, and varied cultural and socioeconomic backgrounds. Our interns are also exposed to current research, advances in nutrition, and emerging trends in the dietetics practice. Next slide. So as I mentioned, our program is 10 months, or if you want to go by weeks, 44 weeks long. That includes 1 week of orientation and 1 week of vacation, which usually falls around December 25th. Our interns will rotate through a set of core rotations, which includes 12 weeks of inpatient clinical and acute care nutrition. So you will progress from 6 weeks in medicine to 5 weeks in surgery ICU, and then 1 week in pediatrics. We also have 7 weeks in ambulatory care and community nutrition, which is broken down into 3 weeks of general outpatient and 1 week of outpatient oncology, and then 3 weeks in our community health centers and WIC. We have 9 weeks in food service management, which consists of 3 weeks in production, 3 weeks in retail, and 3 weeks in patient food service. And then finally, 1 week in research. So a very well-rounded experience. We also have a business plan rotation, which is 3 weeks long. This is the only rotation where interns will work in teams of 3 or 4 on a business plan proposal. So it's a great way to learn collaboration and teamwork. And then our 6 week concentration rotation, which is a rather unique and I would say favorite part of our internship program. Interns have the opportunity to choose an area of their interest to further their knowledge, skills, and independence in that area. So we have a wide range of opportunities right here at MGH that you can do your concentration in. However, you can also choose a site outside of MGH if that is an area of your interest, as long as it tees up with some of our policies. So some of the examples of areas that interns spent concentration in this past year were outpatient oncology, many in sports nutrition, private practice and corporate wellness, inpatient surgery, neuro ICU, cardiac ICU, pediatrics, and eating disorders. So the, you know, experience is vast, which I think is fantastic. And then finally, our program concludes with 4 weeks of a staff relief rotation, which provides our interns with an opportunity to apply their knowledge and skills that they developed throughout the year while practicing with greater independence as if they are an entry-level dietitian. Next slide. So, how to apply to our programs. To apply to the partnership program, you will submit the BU MSDI application through DICAS. So it's one application, and then select yes when asked whether or not you want to be considered for the partnership program. The application will include a copy of your DPD or FDE verification statement, official transcripts, a resume, 3 letters of recommendation, the BU specific short answer essay questions, and then Mass General's specific personal statement and supplemental application. Applicants must have a minimum of a 3.0 overall GPA. GRE scores are not required, and then select candidates will be invited for an interview. We highly encourage you to review both of our websites and for any of our current deadlines and what, application requirements, and then encourage you to attend information sessions as well, both for BU and for MGH separately, so that you can understand our specific components to our program.
Excellent. So when you're ready to complete your application, I encourage you to reach out to Alessandra Monroe. She is our Senior Director of Graduate Enrollment here at Boston University. She will be the best person to be able to help you apply for an application fee waiver. So those are available on a first come basis. So reach out when you're ready. As well, if you have any questions that relate to the application itself, whether it be uploading transcripts, or if one of your letter writers is having any technical issues with the diecast portal itself, Alessandra Monroe is really your best contact for any application related questions. If you have questions about BU's program, the academic side, like the curriculum, the practicum, faculty, assistantships, all of those are best directed toward me. And if you have questions about the internship program, um, and rotations or anything around those things, you would definitely want to reach out directly to Alicia. Many of our students have questions about financial aid. And so I want to give you direct access to our Assistant Director of Graduate Financial Aid at Sargent College, Devin Messner. He is very responsive. He'll set up an appointment with you to discuss your unique circumstances. So we recognize that a graduate degree and a dietetic internship in this partnership program is an investment in your future. And we take that very seriously and want to prepare you and deliver on that investment. But most of our students need help, whether they're working part-time through the academic portion, whether they're looking to get federal loan assistance and whatnot. So we're happy to report that all students who are offered admission to the BU MSDI and Mass General Partnership are guaranteed merit scholarship. And this is based on merit. And it is based on the merit that you put forth in your application. So I really encourage you to, if you haven't already, start your application, give yourself time to thoughtfully answer those questions. Be very mindful about your letter writers and think about, which professors know you the best and can complement your application. And so based on the strength of that application, that will determine the level of merit scholarship that we offer you. Your merit scholarship will be part of your offer package when you get your acceptance. And that will be applied directly to your tuition at Boston University. I encourage you to really study the website to look at what the current tuition and fees are. And then I'm going to ask Alicia to weigh in here, talk a little bit about funding opportunities related to the internship portion of the program.
Thank you. So you can also see our website to have our current tuition amounts. And after candidates are accepted into the program and pay the deposit for their spot in our internship program, um, they are eligible to apply for a scholarship that is funded and paid directly for out of the DI tuition. So we have, it's called the Louise Hatch Scholarship. And it's a fund that has been started many years ago and is a self-sustaining fund. Any applicants, again, that applies for this will get something. We usually have about 15,000 per year that is divided amongst the applicants for this scholarship. And it is based on financial needs, so it really depends on what the need is each class. But our committee meets, reviews the applications, and will decide who will get what from this scholarship fund. And again, it is applied directly to your tuition after your deposit is made to us.
And so, a couple of other things I want to point out because this is a unique partnership. So, it's important to note that through the duration of the master's and the dietetic internship, you are considered a full-time student at Boston University. That means you are eligible to apply for federal loans. Even though during your internship you will no longer be paying tuition to Boston University, you're still considered a full-time student because you'll be in your full-time fieldwork at Mass General. As well, all students through the duration of the program are eligible to register for BU's health insurance. So there's opportunities for that as well. Most of our students are very competitive applying for external scholarships as well. And so we really encourage you to take all of those opportunities. If you're a good fit for the program, we want you to be able to come. We don't want this to be a factor that gets in the way of that. So, any questions or for more information, definitely reach out to Devin.
So here is both of our contact information. We encourage you to please reach out to us directly if you have any further questions about our programs. And if you want to schedule, tours for the internship, please reach out to me. We can coordinate either something in person or virtually, and reach out to Mary Jane if you want to schedule an information session or tour at BU as well. And there's a QR code there with some upcoming events that you can check out as well. So we thank you so much for your time and listening about our programs. We hope that we answered as many potential questions as possible. But again, please reach out to us if you have any other questions. And we hope that we hear from you soon. Application season.